pool party ends with a deadly stabbing spree. Now the manhunt is on to find the killer.
Investigators say the person attacked 4 people, killing 2 of them, a man and a woman.
Pool party, summer vibes, Facebook Live, going. But look, when the music stopped, 2 people were dead on the concrete. All because somebody's mama got touched. Like, was it really worth it? On August 9th, 2025, in Detroit, Michigan, a pool party video went viral. The footage showed laughter and dancing, but the comments? They told a whole different story. They spoke of a man on probation for a violent crime, a friend of the host, and folks arguing about why his mother was even there in the first place. The knife wasn't supposed to be there either. The cameras weren't supposed to capture everything, but they did. When Jacuria invited friends to his pool party that August night, going live on Facebook, he had no idea he was filming with his killer. When Martisha arrived ready to dance, she didn't know she'd never return home to her 6-year-old daughter. Was this about protecting family, or was it about something else entirely? We're gonna present the facts from all sides, but only you can decide what truly happened that night. If you want to get the whole picture and make your own judgment about why pool parties in 2025 have become deadly gathering spots, you're watching Shadow Crimes TV, where we bring true crime and domestic violence stories out of the shadows. Subscribe now and join us daily as we uncover the cases that demand to be heard. Don't just watch, be part of the conversation.
Hey, you already know better pull up, man. It's going down. Starting right now. We ain't been taking shots, just chilling, dog. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Nigga, we in this bitch, we chilling.
Saturday, August 9th, 2025. Jacoria's Facebook page lit up with excitement. The 31-year-old Detroit native had rented a house on the east side near 7 Mile and Fleming, a spot known for weekend gatherings. BTC Fennel go up, he posted early that day. Later, respect my thing is all I am asking. The videos show Jacoria, a father to a young daughter, in his element, confident, smiling, ready to host friends for a day by the pool. The camera pans across faces laughing, dancing, enjoying that summer heat. Among them, a man Jacoria introduces as his friend, a man who would later be identified as Dewan Hobson, his killer. They look comfortable together, familiar, like people who trust each other. They were pretty close, Jacoria's mother, Kimberly, would later tell reporters, her voice breaking with disbelief. Around the same time, 25-year-old Martisha Payne was getting ready to join the celebration. Her social media shows her excitement, fresh nails, new outfit, ready for a rare night out. She posted a video of herself and her partner on their way to the pool party. A few hours earlier, she wrote about her partner, saying how much she loved him. But here's what most partygoers didn't know. Martisha wasn't just any guest. She was a devoted mother to 6-year-old Casey, a special child who depended on her completely. She loved her child to the moon and back, one friend posted afterward. For Martisha, this pool party represented something precious, a few hours of freedom, joy, and normal young adult life. The videos capture her energy, dancing, laughing, living in the moment. Her green fingernails flash in the sunlight as she moves to the music. Look at these 2 people, Chakria and Martisha. Different lives, different reasons for being there, both capturing their final hours on camera for the world to see. neither knowing that the man standing right beside them in these videos, the same man nodding along, raising a drink, calling Jackery a brother, would end their lives before morning.
My favorites, look at them.
As afternoon turned to evening, something changed at that pool party. The alcohol kept flowing. New guests arrived, and among them, an unexpected addition that would alter everything. DeJuan Hobson didn't come alone. He brought his mother. Now hold up. Why would a 31-year-old man bring his mother to a pool party filled with young adults? And why did no one see the danger until it was too late? It was a perfect night in a quiet residential block, but that perfect night was just a stage, and the video was just the beginning of a story nobody could have predicted. The presence of Hobson's mother at this pool party raised eyebrows. Even in the videos, you can see the confused glances. What type of time y'all on? One witness would later ask on social media. What type of man brings his mama to a party with young people? It wasn't just unusual, it was a decision that would later become central to understanding what happened. Though another account would say other older women were there. DeJuan's mom wasn't the only older woman at the pool party. But here's what most partygoers didn't know about DeJuan Hobson. He had been free for exactly 1 month. Records show Hobson had served over a year for bodily harm by strangulation. He was on probation, technically not even supposed to be at a party where alcohol was served. 1 month of freedom. That's all he had experienced before that night. As evening progressed, the pool area grew crowded. Drinks emptied and refilled. Music thumped louder. The atmosphere changed. According to multiple witnesses, Martasia had been drinking heavily. In the crowded space around the pool, she allegedly bumped into Hobson's mother, perhaps stepped on her foot. What happened next depends on who you ask. I was there, wrote one witness. The boy hit a girl first because the girl was drunk. She started shit with his ma. In nobody's defense, the guy tried to avoid it from the jump. He not wrong. Another account, yeah, the girl was drunk, kept bumping into his ma. All he said was "you okay," and kind of moved the girl away from his ma. The girl jumped on top, instantly ran up on his mama, swung and missed. But others tell a different story. Another person wrote, "And let it be known the world just watched the man on the left murder the two people on the right, one being Tisha Perk and Hussein Kari. He also stabbed 2 additional people solely based on something he started edged on for due to assaulting the wrong person. The entire situation was and is posted on the same page y'all getting the actual stabbing from. He put his hands on the girl Tisha first. The mama pushed another woman off video and already had an issue, which is why she, the mom, was even getting touched on anyway. That had nothing to do with Tisha or the young man killed, and was already a previous convo and argument with other women. Ask yourself, why would a man sit and watch his mama be jumped and not try to get his mama out of there quick, to safety? Why not remove her as a man? Because he knew he was in the wrong, and instead of taking his mama and leaving or preventing the fight itself, he modded 2 people on the spot for something he did escalated further. Conflict resolution is literally dying out 100. What's clear from all accounts? A minor incident. The kind that happens at parties every weekend. Quickly escalated beyond reason. Words were exchanged. Voices raised, people began to choose sides, and DeJuan Hobson, 1 month out of prison for a violent offense involving a woman, watched his mother become the center of conflict. This is where understanding warning signs matters. When someone with a history of violence feels their family is threatened, when intoxication removes inhibitions, when crowded spaces limit escape routes, these factors create danger. What no one at that pool party realized was how quickly a bump, a push, or a misunderstanding could trigger something deadly, and how the man smiling in videos just hours earlier was capable of violence none of them could imagine. The videos from this point become fragmented, shaky, chaotic. Mayonnaise people shouting over each other, bodies moving quickly. "It's my mama." Hobson can be heard saying repeatedly, his voice rising with each repetition. The camera catches glimpses of women arguing, pushing, then more people joining in. "Too bad we can't upload the full video here." One witness described it. "The girls can be seen jumping. Juan's mom and Juan lost it." Another perspective: why would a man sit and watch his mama be jumped and not try to get his mama out of there quickly to safety? Why not remove her as a man? People began backing away. Others moved closer. Fide's phone recording. Some tried to intervene. What happened next occurred in seconds. Hobson pulled out a knife, not a pocket knife. Witnesses described a larger blade he'd brought to the party. In the chaos, he began swinging it wildly. One male suspect stabbed 4 of our victims. Deputy Chief Williams would later report, Shakuria, the kind-hearted host, seeing the violence erupting, did what any friend would do: move toward the conflict. According to his mother, Kimberly, he was trying to break up the fight, to stop his friend before things went too far. It was a fatal choice. It was this intervention that put him directly in Hobson's path. The videos show the immediate aftermath. People screaming, running, some trying to help the wounded, others frozen in shock. 4 people down, blood on the concrete around the pool. The party transformed into a crime scene in moments.
Why you just hit her? Why you just hit her? Why you just hit her?
Hit you, I'ma kill that.
Angela! Hey, why? Angela, your nigga just hit her!
What few people know is that Shakuria, after being wounded, managed to reach for his phone one last time. His final post, a jumble of letters that made no sense to most readers. His fingers already failing him, trying to communicate something in his final moments. By the time emergency services arrived, Shakuria and Martisha were beyond help. 2 others, their names not released to the public, were rushed to hospitals, one in critical condition, and Diwan Hobson? Security cameras caught him fleeing on foot, disappearing into the night, leaving behind a scene of devastation that had unfolded in less than 5 minutes. How does a celebration transform into tragedy so quickly? What happens in a person's mind when they cross that line from argument to deadly violence?
Tonight, Shantae Passmore has an exclusive interview with the family of one of the victims, plus what the property owner told her went wrong at the party.
Another neighborhood reeling from another night of violence.
With this being so close to home, you know, that was really scary for me.
Just before 10 p.m. near this home, police say someone stabbed 4 people. At last check, Detroit police reports a man is expected to survive, while another is in critical condition. Meanwhile, a woman in her 20s died. 31-year-old Jakari Williams also killed. In a sit-down with Local 4, his mother, Kimberly Williams, shares how she'll have to bury yet another son.
He was kind. He was kind. He was kind.
Neighbors say this home is known for being a house available for rent to throw parties.
$1 million cash. It's loud, it's rowdy. They block up the street, they fly down the street. They have no respect for the neighborhood.
Saturday night, their worst fear came true. Past the crime tape, property owner Alvin Taylor takes us inside, claiming Williams hosted the pool party for close family and friends. It reportedly wrapped just moments before the violence erupted out front.
Just unfortunate, they were all together. It was all, you know, it was a family thing.
It was a family thing.
It was a family event. It ain't like it was a bunch of young people running around.
Meanwhile, investigators say they know who they're looking for, and so does the Williams family.
I want them to get caught.
Detroit police received the emergency call at 9:52 p.m. Officers arrived within minutes to a scene that had already transformed from celebration to tragedy. Crime scene tapes surrounded the rental property. Neighbors who had complained about parties at this house before watched as medical personnel worked frantically inside the perimeter. 4 victims, 2 already beyond help. By morning, police had identified Hobson as their suspect. A manhunt began across Detroit. The department announced a $5,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. As news spread, something unexpected happened. The community didn't unite in condemnation. It fractured. Some supported Hobson, while others vehemently disagreed with his actions. A social media war erupted, pitting 2 opposing stories against each other. One side maintained that Juan was a son protecting his mother from a group of drunk young people. The other side, driven by raw grief and disbelief, insisted he was a killer with a temper who found an excuse for violence. Deputy Chief Williams addressed this directly.
Just before 10 o'clock this evening, we had received a call that there was possibly somebody stabbed. Officers came and they made the location. Upon making the location, we discovered we had several individuals stabbed. So after the preliminary investigation, we had 4 people stabbed. 2 were stabbed fatally and 2 were stabbed non-fatally. Of the 2 that were stabbed non-fatally, 1 is in critical condition and the other one is stable. Everybody was adults. 3 of the victims were in their 30s, 1 was in their 20s. This was basically a pool party that was taking place, and there was an argument that started over a woman who was at the pool party. From that argument, 1 male suspect stabbed 4 of our victims. We do have a person of interest, and we have that person identified. So they're not in custody, but we are looking for them at this time.
But listen, this raises questions for all of us. In a world where disagreements turn deadly in seconds, how do we teach better conflict resolution? When someone feels their family is threatened, where is the line between protection and excessive force? I want to hear your thoughts, not about who was right or wrong in this specific case, but about how we prevent these tragedies in the first place. What would you teach your children about handling conflict? Leave your perspective in the comments. As the debate raged online, 2 families began a journey no parent should face, and the true cost of those violent moments became painfully clear. In the middle of this debate were the families. 2 Detroit mothers faced a reality no parent should endure. Mardisha's mother, Starlet Jones, now had to care for her 6-year-old daughter Casey while mourning her own child. Shakaria's mother, Kimberly Williams, could only speak through her tears, repeating that her son was kind. Their personal grief was now a public spectacle. Listen to what one witness wrote. I don't even know this woman personally, but she survived so much and truly is and was a hard body just to lose her life in 2 seconds to a peon-ass guy who can't control his temper for a grown-ass woman who could have just left. Tisha is and was a mom, a niece, a best friend, a daughter, a human being. A son was lost, an uncle, a loved one. Rest in power, king and queen. I hate that I ever saw this. I'm literally traumatized. If people who called each other brother could end up in this tragedy, what hope was there for resolving conflicts between strangers? These stories matter, not for entertainment, but because understanding them might save lives. Every detail we examine, every warning sign we identify, every lesson we learn, they all matter. If you want to be part of a community that doesn't just watch these stories but learns from them, hit subscribe now. Join us in examining not just what happened, but why and how we might prevent the next tragedy. As families planned funerals, Detroit police continued their investigation, piecing together the events of that night and searching for the man who fled the scene. As of the time of this video, Dewan Hobson is still on the run. We will update you when he finally gets caught. The arrest details and trial proceedings have yet to unfold as Hobson remains at large. But one thing is certain, when he's caught, this case will force a jury to grapple with the same questions that have torn the community apart. Was this protection or was this murder? The legal system will have to weigh the testimony. Examine the evidence and determine whether those deadly seconds were justified or if they crossed the line into something far more serious. What happened that August night wasn't isolated. It represents something happening across America. The collapse of conflict resolution skills, the immediate jump from disagreement to violence, the inability to step back, breathe, and find another way. Chakiria and Martusha deserved long lives. They deserved to see more birthdays, more summers, more opportunities to laugh with friends by the pool. Instead, they became statistics, headlines, cautionary tales, but they were more than that. They were people with dreams, with flaws, with love to give. They mattered. The truth is simple, but painful. At the end of the day, 2 lives were gone in seconds over a misunderstanding. No rewind button, no second chances, only grief and questions that will never be fully answered. And while people online argued over who was right, the real truth is everyone lost. Little Casey lost her mother. Kimberly Williams lost her son. 2 other people almost lost their lives. A community lost its sense of safety. And a man who was 1 month out of prison, he lost his freedom again. This time potentially forever. Look, I'm not here to tell you who to blame or what to think. That's not my job. But I will say this, when we can't resolve a simple bump at a party without someone pulling out a knife, we got serious problems as a society. So who do you believe? The narrative that a son was just protecting his mother, or the one that claims he was a time bomb who found an excuse to explode? Maybe the real question isn't who was right or wrong. Maybe it's how we got to a place where a pool party on a summer night could end with 2 people dead on the concrete and families destroyed forever. What would you have done in that situation? How do we teach our kids to handle conflict without violence? How do we recognize when someone's about to snap before it's too late? These are the conversations we need to be having. These are the lessons we need to learn. Because until we do, there's going to be another pool party, another argument, another knife, and another family planning funerals instead of celebrating life. Chakiria tried to be a peacemaker and died for it. Martusha was just trying to have a good time and never made it home to her baby girl. Their stories deserve to mean something more than just entertainment. As of right now, Dewan Hobson is still on the run. When he's caught, he will be caught. Justice will have its day in court, but justice won't bring back the dead. It won't heal the trauma. It won't undo the damage. The only thing that can prevent the next tragedy is us learning from this one. Thanks for watching Shadowed Crimes TV. If this story moved you, if it made you think, if it reminded you that these victims were real people with real families who loved them, hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications because we bring you cases like this every day. Stay with us as we continue to shine a light on shadowed stories that need to be heard, because every victim deserves to have their story told.